So the past 40 years mainly has seen a situation where China, US has been engaged in cooperation as well as competition. But that competition is not in the mainstream. And that competition is not of a confrontational nature, not of a geopolitically intensive rivalry. It is not. It is not. So we always say there is two hands are working. It is true for both sides. It is true. They have a need for each other. They have a need for each other. But that need is still there in the years to come. When we look into another next 40 years, I will talk about in what areas China and US can cooperate, even if China has been identified as US's main strategic competitor or rivalry or adversary. And for the same reason, the two countries have lots of room for cooperation, and their options actually are limited. They need to cooperate so that both nations can live in a more peaceful world and economically viable world. That I can talk about later. But the time has come. We need to jettison any illusions about the prospect that in which if or should China make some concessions and take some hits, things will change, or things will come back to the normal. That normal, the old normal, is no more. It's not there anymore. There'll be a new normal. As we used to say in economic terms, there's a new normal. So now we need to analyze and look at the new normal with a cool head, and to see what should we do. And I'm talking not only about US, also about China, especially about China. We need to be very cool-headed. And in our heart, we need to have a very strong strategic anchor for ourselves. We need to anchor ourselves. Do not be moved one way or the other by what US has said or what US has done so far. We need to think very seriously before act. In Chinese, 三思而后行. It is time for thinking. And then we need to take some actions.